That's right, this year we're getting one of the most hotly anticipated sequels of all time. And no, I'm not talking about Avengers Doomsday. Yes, that's gonna be a very big movie, but we're not talking about that movie. We're talking about the Super Mario Galaxy movie. That looks to be like so much fun. The first movie was a ton of fun. I got a bunch of action figures from that movie, and now I got one action figure from this upcoming movie. Who are we talking about? Well, I got Yoshi. Who doesn't love themselves a little Yoshi? From Jaxx Pacific. Yes, this is Whatcha Figure. Welcome back to the channel. I am Country Boy, and yes, we are looking at Yoshi from the Super Mario Galaxy movie. This is a very hotly anticipated movie. Me and my kids and my whole family love the original movie. We love all of the Mario games as well too, and we cannot wait for this movie to come out. But my kid's favorite character from Super Mario World, this guy right here, Yoshi. He loves this guy. He can't get enough of Yoshi. So I'm like, damn. How could I not get a Yoshi from the new movie? He's gonna be all over this, for sure. But before I gave it to him, I had to do some sort of an unboxing for him as well too. And one thing that I will say that they gotta make sure that this does is you gotta be able to have Mario or Luigi ride this guy. I know there's some new Marios and Luigis and Princess Rosalina and even Bowser Jr. and all that stuff you can get for this movie, but I only got Yoshi. And I'm hoping that my older figures, I don't think there's much change since the older figures to the newer figures. I know the hand articulation is different, but I think that's maybe the only thing that's changed. I'm hoping those ones will be able to ride this Yoshi, because that's all that I want them to be able to do. But without further ado, let's get to looking at the packaging. And yeah, looking at the packaging, it is very colorful. It has like a shiny glossiness to it as well too. As you can see, the Super Mario Galaxy movie, it says right there, Yoshi, a nice image of Mario, and you can see in the window box, there is Yoshi inside there. Looking super cute as always. Then you go to this side and you can see Yoshi with all of his accessories. And then you can see an image of Yoshi in the bottom there with a tiny Bowser on there. I wonder if that actually happens in the movie where like tiny Bowser jumps on the back of Yoshi and he's riding him and they're flying to a different galaxy or something like that. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. And then on the back here, it says a whole bunch of stuff. So it's like realistic eyes. So kind of keeping the eye work from the original movie figures. Those ones had those cool like glass eyes. I was a big fan of that. I thought they looked really cool. Then you guys, again, you see him with his accessories as well too. There's a 20 points of articulation right there, so that's awesome. Premium details, all that stuff. So there's some really cool stuff that it's got going on here. Go to this side, you got like a big image of Yoshi and it says his name as well too. And then we'll slip over to the top and it says Yoshi and Mario Galaxy, all that stuff. A big window part at the bottom there. And then we'll flip this down to the bottom and you can see that there is a bunch of gobbledygook. You can go ahead and read that if you want to. It doesn't look too important to me, so I'm not gonna read it at all. But without further ado, there's nothing left to do but to get into the packaging. Hey, I hope you're enjoying this episode so far, and if you are, please, if you wouldn't mind, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that bell, go ahead and leave some comments down below. I am CountryBoy_9, but I'm also known a bunch of different places as CountryBoyNiner, like right here on YouTube. You can find me unboxing a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm also on Instagram and on TikTok and Letterboxd and a bunch of different places. Check me out. I'm sure you'll like what you see. But I'm also on a couple of other different channels called Wasted Opinions and Mallard Matinee. Check those out. I'm with my friends. We talk about a whole bunch of different stuff. We have a blast on those channels. Just check them out. But without further ado, let's get back to Yoshi! And here's little guy Yoshi, looking cute as ever. This guy, he definitely is reminiscent of the Yoshi that I know and love. He's got the greens, he's got the whites, he's got the reds. But before we get to looking at Yoshi too much, let's look at some of his accessories. And the biggest accessory that he comes with is this satchel. It's got like a brown tan color to it. It's got some good coloring, like they got different brown around the strap, they got browns, and they got like a zipper and some gold as well too. It's a good bit of coloring on this thing. It's got a good level of detail, like a good cartoon movie kind of level of detail. And you know what, these do come off as well too if you want to. So if you want to put it around him a lot easier, you go ahead and unstrap it like that, and then you can restrap it and put it back on around his shoulder. It looks good. It does not open up. It looks like it might, but it definitely doesn't. It's just more for looks, but it does look good. I like the way that this thing looks. And then he also has these sunglasses that you can put on him as well too. They're a little bit fickle. I was playing with them a little bit. They don't stay on very easily. You gotta kind of put them just right, otherwise they'll shoot right off of his face. But they look like sunglasses. They got the blacks around the rims, and then you can also see through the actual lenses themselves. So basic sunglasses, if you will. And his last accessory right here is a purple hat that says New York City, and it's got an apple, like the big apple, obviously. It's a cute looking hat, and it's got a decent level of detail. Like it's got your grommets and you got your back, the snapback and stuff like that. But I will say, it does not go on his head very good. I try to put it on there, and it never stays on. Like, I'll put it on, like, it basically has to rest on his nose if I want to stay on there. So this is not the best accessory. Am I missing something? I don't know what I'm missing here that it's not going on. Maybe they just didn't try to sculpt it for this character specifically. Maybe it's just to go on someone else. They just threw it in with Yoshi, but they didn't make it very user-friendly. Maybe I gotta heat this up or something to make it fit on his head better, but it does not work for the way it is right now. But let's get to actual Yoshi himself, and he does look like Yoshi. He looks like what you would expect from Super Mario World or Super Mario Galaxy 2 or whatever Mario game you're playing that has Yoshi in it. He could come with one more thing. I will say he could come with one more thing, and that would be a tongue. I would say give him like some sort of an extension for a tongue, because he's known for having his long tongue, like a frog or something, and sucking stuff up and like shooting out eggs. Maybe we could have given him an egg as well too. Like he hatches from an egg and he shoots out eggs. So those are maybe some accessories they could have added for Yoshi. I don't know. It's a little surprising they wouldn't have at least given him a tongue. Anyways, what they did give him is some pretty cool looking detail. He does look really good. Like, they gave him some good sculpt on his nose and on the rest of his body. He's got some good texturing. The green is like a lighter green more to the front, and then at the back it actually switches to like a darker green. So it actually has more than one tone of green, which is actually kind of appreciated. It shows that they actually put some love and care into this action figure. And then on his back, he's got a shell. So I've always wondered, is he supposed to be a dinosaur or not? Because dinosaurs don't have shells. What's with the shell? And also, when he's born, he comes and he's so tiny, and then also he suddenly grows to an adult size. How does that happen? How is that a dinosaur? And then he's got shoes? Where did he get shoes from? What? He was just born. What is going on with Yoshi? It makes no sense to me. Come on, Nintendo, make this make sense to me. Or don't. I mean, it's just a fun game, and these movies are just fun for the kids. So don't worry about making sense. Just have fun with it. And I think they did have a lot of fun with this Yoshi. But it did say the realistic eyes. I don't think that these eyes are as cool as like the Mario and Luigi eyes that we got from the couple of years ago. But they do have a little bit of a glassiness, and just not quite as realistic as those ones were. Those ones were really cool. I like the effect that they had. His don't really have that effect so much. It's not as cool. But you know what? While we're here, let's take a look at his articulation. And so his head goes side to side pretty well, it goes forward and back really well, and it spins all the way around as well too. There is no articulation in the mouth or anything like that, so you're not going to get an up and down or anything like that. But you can see the tongue in his mouth, which is, I like that he do have an open mouth at least. And so look at the arms now. His arms got a pretty good movement forward and back, up and down. They can spin all the way around. There is an elbow joint, and he moves about 90 degrees or so, maybe just over 90 degrees in the elbow joint. And then you got your wrist articulation, so it spins all the way around, and you got your forward and your back as well too. But you've also got, this is something new to this series, is the finger articulation. So I haven't seen that before. This is new to this series, and that's, I don't know if you needed it, but it's I guess it's something new that they wanted to make him different from the last time. And then he has no body articulation at all. He's just a big ball basically. So there's nothing there. The tail doesn't move at all either. So you're gonna have to move down to the legs next. And so he's got a little bit of like a hip movement, a little bit where the legs kind of join to the hip, and they can spin all the way around. He can kick forward, he can kick back. He's got pretty good movement. He goes up to the side like that. His legs go out like that. Kind of decent splits, not crazy, but you know, a little bit of movement's appreciated. And then you got his knees, so he's got a little bit of bend there, forward and back. Very very subtle, but it's there. It gives you that bit of movement. And then you do have a boot cut, I do believe. So there you go, you get some movement there. And then you go to the actual shoes themselves, and you got that little bit of ballerina pose, and there's an up right there. And there is no swivel left and right, really. It's very subtle. So there isn't a whole lot of articulation. I think it said 20 parts of articulation or something like that. So that's all you're gonna get. You're not gonna get much more than that. But he does look like Yoshi, and he does fit the bill for what I think a Yoshi should look like. But I still want to know, does Mario or Luigi fit on his back? Can they ride him? Will he stand? That's what I want to know. That is the make or break for this action figure. So stay tuned for that. So the question of whether Mario can ride Yoshi, well, the answer is yes and no. I mean, he's kind of riding him, but he's more so sitting on his tail than on the actual spot that would be like his saddle. I mean, one thing that they maybe could have had an accessory where it would actually be like a saddle for Mario or Luigi to sit on him, but he doesn't really want to ride on the hump of his back, and it doesn't quite work very well. I mean, I will say it is possible. You can get them on there and they do balance, they will stand, but it doesn't look quite right. He's sitting too far back on top of Yoshi, and it's not really what I wanted, but it is there. You can do it. It is sort of possible. With Luigi, I actually had a little more luck with him. I got him to sit kind of on his hump a little bit better. It still doesn't look perfect, but I think maybe it's because Luigi has the longer legs, so maybe you can kind of get around the side of Yoshi a bit better. So maybe if you're going to have someone riding in, you might want to have Luigi doing it, because this look a bit better than what Mario did. Which it's too bad. You kind of want to have both brothers being able to ride a Yoshi. I mean, you can, but like I said, Mario kind of has to ride on the very back of his tail, whereas Luigi, he can kind of ride actually on his hump part of him. Well, that's gonna do it for my unboxing of Yoshi. He was good, but he wasn't great. There are some things I definitely would change. There's some little fine tweaking I would do to make the next series in the line maybe a little bit better for Yoshi. But you know what? I am excited for this movie. I hope you guys are too. Let me know in the comments. Are you gonna go see this new Super Mario Galaxy movie? Because I know I am. Me and my kids are really excited for it. We cannot wait. But until next time, I am Country Boy, and I put the sass in Sarsaparilla. But as always, be sure to let me know what you figure. Hey, if you're a fan of Mario and Mario related stuff, then maybe you want to check out my original unboxing of the Mario figures from the last movie. Those things were a blast. I'll tell you right now, that Bowser, that thing is a standout. That thing was awesome. But I've also got some Mario figures from the McDonald's toys back in the 80s and 90s and stuff. But that's not all that I have. If you want to see some other stuff on my channel, go ahead and check it out. You just never know what might tickle your fancy.